we started toying and fiddling with democratic rule. And I'll give you 2 or 3 signposts. Number 1, and with due respect, I always respect our forces. I think they are trying to do their best within their rank and file. We just celebrated them on Remembrance Day. There are things I think I know, and I just think I should not bring them to fore. But unfortunately, the mirror I'm looking at has indicated that security forces, armed police, DSS, just name them, have been infiltrated deliberately. There are people who still want to work, but they are not going to be allowed to work.
The later Tyro.
Later Tyro, that is coming up, is a case in point, and that would not have happened if Katakata has not happened in between. And so we do our paddy, and the truth of the matter is that it cuts from mid to the top. If President Bola Tinubu now decides to create a legacy, it's going to affect him. Absolutely no doubt about that. It's going to affect his friends. It's going to also affect the journey that took him to the presidency. But he might have just to look at it and forget about a second term and decide to fix the problems of Nigeria. The problems that we have in security are within the rank and file, and that can be fixed with Nigeria. It's very deep. I do not envy this president at all. Some of the things that are coming to fore are not palatable. You need to see the mirror that I'm seeing here, and then you begin to say, a situation where you say that your mother or your father is the witch that is responsible. You know, you are aghast and stuff like that. The second signpost was something that came to us, and we all saw, and we seem to want to pass. Recently, there was a recruitment that was going to go on, and it has something to do with a Lagos State. Some people using the Lagos State slot, and they are not Lagos State indigents. I want to tell you, the mirror I see in front of me is you have only seen a tip of the. I don't know who blew the whistle. That goes around in all states of the federation, and so each state governor, starting with Lagos State, Oyo State, Kano State, elsewhere, and landing on the seat of Mr. President, needs to call Lagbaja, who himself will have to be shaking in terms of this, and go and do an audit and find out how many people have infiltrated the army. Let's start with the army before we ask Mr. Solomon Arase and the Police Service Commission to also come into it. You know what you are going to see? Do you know what you are going to see? There are things that will shock Nigeria to its foundation. We have within our military people that may not be Nigerians. They've stayed in Nigeria for so long, and they are the ones that are the moles that are serving us a bad blood. Now you said false military with military numbers. I challenge. There are people who are wearing military fatigues and military uniforms.
All right.
Programmed from the top that are in the military. It is we that we are not going to say no, enough. We must declare a state of comatose and emergency on our security situation in Nigeria. You said they were captured in where? Abuja?
Katsina.
In Katsina. Please don't let us deceive ourselves. It can happen in Lagos. It can happen in Port Harcourt. It can happen in Enugu. It can happen in Kano.
So joining the conversation this morning, the number is 08134260011. And if you're finding it difficult to call, you can also send us a message. We want to hear from you. We're talking about the insecurity in Nigeria. Again, we keep talking about this every day because it's happening every day. Terrorists in military uniform just abducted 30 persons in